Imagine a young boy growing up in Queens, New York. A boy with more energy than anyone around him could handle. A boy who wasn't poor, but wasn't understood either. A boy who always felt he was meant for something bigger than the world around him. That boy was Donald Trump. From the very beginning, Trump didn't blend in. He didn't want to. He wasn't interested in being average or ordinary. He believed he was meant for something massive, even if he couldn't explain what that something was yet. His father, Fred Trump, was a strict businessman. He built thousands of homes, negotiated hundreds of deals, and lived a disciplined life. Every day, Donald saw him work. Every day, he watched him push through obstacles. And every day, he learned one thing: success comes to those who refuse to back down. But Donald wasn't like his father. He wanted more. Bigger projects, bigger buildings, bigger risks, bigger dreams. Even as a kid, while other children were playing, Trump would stare at Manhattan's skyline and imagine his name glowing on those skyscrapers. But trouble started early. His attitude, his confidence, and his restlessness made school difficult. Teachers couldn't control him. Classmates couldn't compete with him. And his family didn't know how to manage him. Eventually, his parents sent him to a military academy, a place with strict discipline, early morning drills, and tough leadership training. Most kids hated it. But Donald? He transformed there. He learned structure, focus, and how to channel his energy into leadership. He discovered he wasn't just loud, he was a natural leader. After finishing school and college, Donald Trump returned home and entered his father's real estate business. But something inside him was burning. Queens wasn't enough. Small homes weren't enough. He wanted Manhattan, the center of America's biggest dreams. But Manhattan was a battlefield. Competition was brutal. Investors were ruthless. And Donald Trump was just a young, ambitious dreamer. People looked at him and said, "You can't handle Manhattan. Stay in Queens. Stay small." But Donald Trump had already decided he wouldn't live a small life. He wanted to do something so big, so bold, that people would have no choice but to notice. During the 1970s, New York City was collapsing. Crime was rising. Businesses were dying. The city was almost bankrupt. Everyone was running away. Banks weren't giving loans. Investors were terrified. But Trump saw something no one else saw. He saw possibility in the middle of destruction. He noticed an old, nearly abandoned building next to Grand Central Station. Most people didn't even look at it twice. But Trump saw potential. He saw a future hotel. He saw a landmark. When Trump announced he wanted to renovate the building, experts laughed. They said the city was dead. They said real estate was finished. They said the project would ruin him financially. But Trump didn't listen. He negotiated deals that shocked older businessmen. He pushed, convinced, argued, and strategized until he finally made it happen. When the building reopened as the Grand Hyatt Hotel, it became an instant success. Suddenly, Donald Trump was not just Fred Trump's son. He was a rising star of New York. With one project, he earned respect. With one building, he entered a new world. From there, Trump's ambition exploded. He began building bigger. Trump Tower, with its black glass and gold interior, became a symbol of luxury and power. People walked into the lobby just to take photos. Trump understood something others didn't. In the world of business, your name is your brand. He wanted his name to stand for power, confidence, and success. The 1980s were his era. Trump Airlines, casinos in Atlantic City, massive buildings, billion-dollar deals. His empire was growing fast. Magazines, newspapers, TV shows, everyone wanted to talk to him. He had become the face of American success. But behind the gold, behind the fame, behind the wealth, A storm was coming. The 1990s arrived with a punch. The real estate market collapsed. The economy sank. Interest rates went up. Trump's companies were drowning in debt. And just like that, the empire he had built over decades started falling apart. Buildings that once shined with his name now represented trouble. Casinos were failing. Loans were overdue. Banks were pressuring him. Media mocked him relentlessly. Headlines said, "Trump is finished. Trump is bankrupt. Trump's empire collapses." At one point, Trump was nearly $900 million in debt, a number that would destroy even the strongest person. And yet, through all of that darkness, something inside Trump refused to break. He said, "I knew I couldn't give up. I had gone too far to stop." Most people would disappear, hide in shame, blame others. But Trump walked into meetings with confidence. He negotiated with 70 different banks and convinced them he could rebuild everything. That confidence, that fearlessness, became his strongest weapon. Slowly but surely, Trump started to rise again. One deal at a time, one building at a time, one step at a time, scraping his way out of the deepest financial hole a businessman could be in. Just when people thought his career was over, something unexpected happened. Hollywood came calling. NBC approached him with a business reality show idea. That show would become The Apprentice. Trump's sharp tone, his style, his boardroom presence, and his powerful catchphrase, "You're fired," became an instant cultural phenomenon. The show didn't just revive his brand, it turned him into a global celebrity. Millions watched him every week. His personality became iconic. His confidence became entertainment. And suddenly, Donald Trump wasn't just a businessman. He was a star. The success of The Apprentice brought a new wave of opportunities. More hotels, more real estate, more branding, more fame. The Trump name had become one of the most recognized names on earth. A symbol of money, risk, ambition, and power. But then, Trump made his boldest move ever, a move that shocked the world. In 2015, he announced he was entering politics. People laughed at him at first. They said it was a joke, a publicity stunt, an impossible dream. Every expert said he couldn't do it. Every analyst said he had no chance. Every critic underestimated him again. But Donald Trump had heard these voices all his life. "You can't do it. It's not possible. Stay small." And every time, he proved them wrong. No matter whether someone agrees with him or disagrees, one thing is undeniable. Donald Trump's rise from a rebellious kid to a billionaire, from a near-bankrupt businessman to a TV superstar, and from a celebrity to one of the most powerful positions in the world is one of the most dramatic journeys ever lived. His story teaches a simple, unforgettable lesson. Life will hit you hard. It will knock you down. It will embarrass you. It will test you again and again. But success belongs to those who refuse to stay down. Those who keep going, even when the world calls them finished. Donald Trump's journey makes one thing crystal clear. No matter how many times life pushes you to the ground, you always have the power to stand up again. Stronger, smarter, and louder.